Hi there, and welcome to another video with me, Jenny Kirk. We're going to do a box opening and review, and this is some model railway stuff that I got a couple of weeks ago now. I stopped off at a model shop whilst I was at work. Shh, don't tell the people I work for. That's alright. Where I actually stopped was Frizinghall Model Railways, and that's in Frizinghall in Bradford. And it's actually a little plug here for the shop. It's a really good, easy place to get to, and it's good parking too. I was in a 44-ton lorry and I was able to park in their car park without getting in anybody else's way. So, if like me you drive the larger of vehicles, it's quite an easy place to stop off at. Just off the northern section of the Bradford Ring Road. But it's actually not their exclusive. If we see from the box end, this is a TMC, that's the Model Centre, maybe known to older viewers as Trafford Model Centre. They started out in the Trafford Centre and expanded from there, and this, that and the other. So we've got, on the end, it's code number 38-114Z. The Z, of course, signifying that it's a limited edition as opposed to a standard catalogue run. And this is a 100-ton Bogie tank wagon in Gulf livery, black, and it's weathered. This is factory weathered. Now, TMC do post-retail weathering. It's their main line of business. But this particular wagon isn't weathered specifically by them. They have a deal going with Frizinghall Model Railways, and they kind of sell each other's limited editions, which is quite good because TMC, where they're based now, over in, I think it's Grosmont in North Yorkshire, it's quite difficult for me to get to. So this is, other than mail order, a good way to get some of their limited editions. Now, this wagon from Bachmann has been out a good long while, but this is I think this is about the only limited edition that I've seen of it. Now, there may be others, but I'm not really certain. But certainly, picked this up, and it comes in the usual box, the slide-out blister packaging. And we can see in there as well, we've got a little packet, and there's two extra hand wheels. These are for the handbrake, and they're just spinny wheels. Now, I'm not clear whether they're spares in case the ones that are actually on it fall off, or whether they go somewhere specific. So I'm sure somebody will put me to rights over that, but they're in there as well. Now we lift it out, we'll just put this to one side, and there we've got this wagon. It's a lovely Bogie tank wagon. Huge things these were in reality, and the real ones were built to improve capacity on freight trains, and they were not so much a direct replacement for the TTA tank wagons, but they were designed such that they would fit under the same loading and unloading gantries as the TTAs without any need for investment in the infrastructure, and they're nominally twice the length of a TTA, with the roof hatches and the discharge pipes in a similar position so that they would line up with the loading and unloading gantries. Now, for what could be a very basic model, and certainly Hornby have produced a very basic version of this for a very long time, they've done very well with the underframe detail, and you can see there all the brake linkage on the chassis there, and then we've got the two bogies. Everything has been weathered, including, and this is something that Bachmann do particularly well, the actual wheels. Now, one thing that does spoil a factory weathered model is when you've got bright shiny faces on the wheels, and it just so detracts from an otherwise perfect finish. But on this, it's perfect. We've got an overall spray over of this sort of dirty brown colour, but in addition to that, the weathering includes a much darker, almost glossy black finish to represent where there would be some spillage from the top hatches running down the sides of the tanks, and that does kind of bring out the wagon and makes the weathering look more realistic and thoughtful rather than just a quick blow over with an airbrush. Now, if you want to see one of these wagons up close and personal, I have found that post-British Rail usage, some of the very early ones were actually sold on for use as static oil tanks, and one particular place where they're quite easy to get very close to and a good deal of the underframe detail does survive is at T-Bay Truck Stop, and this is just off junction 38 of the M6. just as you come to the Loon Gorge. Very, very picturesque place. But in that truck stop, they have, I think it's about 3 of these in use as static oil storage tanks. But you can get up very close to them, and they're still mounted on their original chassis. The bogies, of course, have gone, but you can see where things like the buffers mounted up. And it's quite interesting just to be able to get a good closer look. But overall there, very good model, well applied handrails, and the check pattern on the walkway is very well done, although this is solid moulding, but it doesn't detract. The handrails, very, very fine they are, but they're separately applied metal wire items. So a very good effort. I'd give it certainly an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10. Anyway, you've been watching one of my box opening and review videos. Don't forget to like this video and share it too. And have a troll back through our channel, and you'll see a whole host of different videos, including some other box opening and review videos. This wagon is still available both from TMC and Frizinghall Model Railways. So if you want one, you can either get it from the shops in question, or they both do things mail order. Anyway, you take very good care of yourself, and I'll be with you again next time.